After 376 pugs and nearly 2,300 hours, I finally realized that competitive Team Fortress 2 wasn't for me. And I also just realized that we're on the second point. But I really think it was I-55 that made me want to become a competitive Team Fortress 2 player. Even despite my anxiety and all the other issues that I had up until that point. And I think they well, I don't know where they are. But yeah, I saw the I-55 version of Froyotech, and I was absolutely just in awe by their coordination, their game sense, almost everything about them. Holy frame drop. But yeah, it was, oh, flash and crits. And I beef. But I really wanted what those top level pros had, so I saw the way forward. It was going to be just practice and a lot of time commitment, even though Team Fortress 2 barely had any, wasn't worth it monetarily, at least that. But I thought maybe the process of getting to meet people, etc., would be worth it. And so that led me to Team Fortress 2 Center, and that was not a good experience for me. I would just, as I mentioned, I had anxiety, so it would literally just be, I'd practice my butt off on jump servers and all that, and then as soon as I would try to pug and stuff, my anxiety would instantly make, or I would just choke due to my anxiety. It'd be the worst thing ever. To put hours and hours and hours into your craft, and then once it comes time to perform, you just choke. And I would get ridiculed for my mediocre performance as Demo Man, because Demo Man, you're a high damage class. You basically have to perform. People are counting on you to put out DPS, but if I was probably playing too passively due to the fact that I was trying to play smart, and that caused me to have low DPS and get ridiculed about like a majority of the time, like 4 out of 6 matches, I would say. So there was that, and I just continued to, and I honestly found it like an abusive relationship, because I would get put down, I'd feel bad about myself, and I just continue to go at it. Oh, melee registered a little bit late. Would have won that one. But I also knew what I was in store for. Drama, scheduling conflicts, players quit, finding a time to practice with your team and scrim other teams. I knew the whole shebang what I was in for, but I continued to just power on through it, because I believed that it would be worth it if I could eventually make it up to ESEA Intermediate, even though it was causing me a lot of unneeded stress, and it made me question my self-worth. And this is just pugging websites. Like, I would go on Reddit and look for teams and other forums. I can't remember what they're called, but I never really committed, just due to the fact that I constantly had, I was in high school at the time and taking AP classes, so that doesn't allow for me to have the time to even commit to my favorite game. So it was right around the end of high school. I was like, okay, well, you know what? I want to give it a go and actually stop pugging and try and get in with a team. And it was right around that time where some body messaged me. I think he was in a pug or maybe just a casual game. Just saying, hey man, I'm trying to set up a sixes team. Would you be in? I was like, okay, yeah, sure. That sounds good. Sounds sort of like a dream. And I obviously accepted the offer. He gave me a TeamSpeak link. I clicked on that, or he told me to download TeamSpeak. I looked it up, and it seemed pretty legitimate. So I was like, you know what? I don't think there's anything wrong with this. Doesn't seem too sketchy or anything. So downloaded TeamSpeak. He gave me a TeamSpeak link, and then I clicked on the link. Nothing happened immediately, and I was like, oh, that's weird. He told me he would connect. So 2 days passed, and then I completely lost control of my account. And I then proceeded to lose every item that I owned and all the friends that I made up until that point online on Steam, of course, which was like 130, and that was a big oof. So basically my obsession with competitive Team Fortress 2 sort of blinded me to clicking on a link. Well, I had no idea how TeamSpeak even worked. That was sort of a red flag for me, but I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just their thing or whatever. But ooh, idle demo man kill. But yeah, the kicker was that all those pugging hours weren't even fun to me. I enjoyed casual Team Fortress 2 way more, but I didn't even take the time to look into that for myself. And I should have just realized that I'm a casual player, but I embraced the competitive community's mindset on casual players, that they're sort of just wasting their time with it. And it honestly, that made me even feel worse about myself, because I was like, well, I can't perform and I'm just a casual player, so I need to step it up. And then me trying to step it up with a random stranger ultimately ended up with me losing everything. And I know probably one of the biggest questions, would I go back and redo it all? The competitive section, yes. I tell myself just to accept the fact that I'm a pub scrubber. It's just what I am. But I wouldn't redo getting good at this game and practicing C-tapping and rollouts and all that. I found that to be some of the most fun I've ever had in any game. So that's going to be the end of this one. Keep it real out there.